this is Jersey. You're watching The Garden State.
You're listening to The Garden State, the only New Jersey podcast that gives you all the news you need to hear this week. My name is Josh Sobo.
I am Josh Chomik.
And back once more,
Jimmy Parks.
Jimmy Parks.
All the news.
All of it.
All the news you need to know.
Thank you for joining us this week. We have an amazing lineup of news. If it's your first time listening to the Garden State podcast, we just want to say thanks for joining us. We are a podcast that tries to give you the news along with some nonsensical commentary. Would that be a fair description, Joe?
Well, we are talking about New Jersey.
Yeah.
It's not like we're just talking about random nonsense, so I think it counts. I think the people like it.
Yeah. So before we do get into the news, though, I want to ask you guys, how was your week? What did you guys do this weekend? Anything exciting?
I had such a good weekend. I got to see my friend's band, Arizona, play. We've talked about Arizona a few times, and even more exciting, the podcast's own Josh Chomik was playing drums.
It was a blast.
Wow.
We went to, we had a show at the Surf Lodge in Montauk. It was my first time in Montauk. Very different than our parts of Jersey here.
Yeah, Montauk's beautiful.
Oh, it was insane.
So you were playing drums for Arizona at a show at the Surf Lodge in Montauk, which is just
it was crazy.
An amazing sentence to say.
It was so much fun. Jimmy was taking photos. He just took such incredible shots. He's a beast. We just had a good time all around. We actually are going to have Nate from Arizona onto the podcast in a few weeks. So Nate's, we've been talking to him, so we're going to make that happen.
Yeah, I really want Nate to come on. We're going to talk Jersey music and
Everything
fun fact.
Jersey. Yeah.
Nate and the two of us used to have a YouTube channel together way back in the day. So that'll be a fun podcast. It'll be good to just hear from Nate, see how he's doing, hear about the new album they're working on, which is releasing soon, I believe.
The Furry Rabbit Clan.
The Furry Rabbit Clan, that was our YouTube channel.
You think we're going to get some like exclusive news about the new album on the pod?
That'd be great.
That'd be awesome. If you guys haven't listened to Arizona, go on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen to your music, and search Arizona, and you could listen to their music.
Although I'm sure they have, like, here's the thing is I hear Arizona everywhere I go. Like, I'll be in line at a store in the mall, and I hear them.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
It's everywhere, so.
And they're Jersey, so it's...
So what was that like playing? Like, what do you feel when you're playing a show? How many people, this was a smaller venue, so how many people were there, would you say?
It was smaller, but it was jam-packed.
Yeah,
because it's like a beach club. It's not like a venue, right?
Would you say... I think 1,000's too many. Maybe 500?
Yeah, 500 just people crammed into a spot. Everyone singing the lyrics.
That's sick.
It was a lot of fun.
Do you, so before you go out there and start drumming, like, what's going through your mind? Because how many songs was on the set list?
I don't know, 12?
Yeah,
13.
It was a good hour set.
Yeah.
Do you have like a sheet of paper next to you with the set list so you just know where you're going? Or is it like you just already got it locked?
Yeah, no, it's right next to me for a reminder. But like every time like they hit the tracks, like I already know like what the song is in my ears because I got the click in the track. So it's pretty good.
Okay, last question because we didn't even talk about this really a lot. What's your favorite song of theirs to play with them? That's the one where you're like, I can't wait to play it.
That's okay. Easily, Where You Are.
Really?
Where You Are is the most fun song to play.
Okay, so listeners,
I'm locked into the pocket on that song.
After the listeners listen to our podcast, go listen to Where You Are by Arizona.
But yeah, it was an honor playing with the boys. I fill in here and there, so
that's sick. That's like a big deal that you can just play with like a real band. And nonetheless, as far as venues go, like Montauk in the summertime is pretty sweet. Like that's got to be one of the coolest.
It was magical.
Shore Town East Coast venues. They'd be like that. The Stone Pony. Stone Pony's obviously like more of a music venue than the Surf Lodge, but I feel like it's just legendary locations. You know?
We played Asbury Lanes years ago.
I was there for that.
That was a fun show.
I'm gonna pitch this to Nate when he comes on. I really want the Garden State and Arizona to host a collab show where you and I host it and they play.
We got to pitch it to him.
I'm thinking like Asbury Lanes, Jimmy Parks takes all the pictures.
Sounds like every other Arizona show.
But that's cool that you had a good show though, man. That's awesome. I wish I could have made it out.
It's just far. Yeah, it's like 3.5, 4 hours to get out there. It's like all the way at the tip. So.
And I was talking to Chomik about this last week, and it's like, what would younger you think that you're a professional drummer? You play drums with your friends and get.
I don't know.
Like
it's
that's
cool.
so awesome.
I don't see myself as like a professional.
That's what bothers me is you are though.
I'm not like a Luke Holland.
It doesn't matter how you see yourself. If you're playing with a band that's assigned at a venue where it's sold out, you're professional.
Some guy was like bombarding me with questions. He's like, "Hey, like, are you a studio drummer? Like, who else do you drum with? Like, where did you go to school to study this? Like, you're incredible." I'm like, "Dude, thanks." Like, I didn't. I learned in my mom's kitchen. Yeah, in youth group growing up. Like, it's just like natural to me. So that was cool. That was an honor.
That's dope. Well, I'm glad you guys got to go. I wish I could have been there. I was really bummed I couldn't make it. But
we got to hang on Saturday. That was fun.
what did we do Saturday?
We grilled out, dude.
That's true. Yeah, I had a little BBQ. I grilled some burgers and dogs.
Lost every cornhole
delicious.
tournament in the backyard.
Yeah, it was fun. That's good. Good times. Always good times when the crew comes together for a little kickback.
Got to do it. Got to have all these kickbacks before summer ends.
I told
it's August
everybody,
30th.
I was very clear. I said, this is going to be a kickback. So just show up ready to relax and kick back. So
we kicked back.
yeah, it was a kickback. So
I want to see that grill back this weekend at Island Beach State Park. That's all I'm saying.
whoa.
Jimmy, are you just making plans on the fly on the podcast?
Yes, I want to have a barbecue at Island Beach State Park this weekend.
Well,
for
if
Labor
anyone's
Day.
bored this weekend and wants to hang out with Jimmy Parks, he's going to be at Island Beach State Park. So hit him up.
We'll talk about that off the air. We'll discuss it tonight as we pack up. I think it's a good idea.
Jimmy's in big trouble.
All right. Well, I'm glad everybody had a good weekend. What do you say we get into the news?
What do you see? What do you say?
What do you see? What do you say? The first story actually comes out of my living room,
Wait, here?
right where we're sitting right now.
Right here, right now?
One of the hosts of the Garden State podcast
Wait,
is about to be a dad.
shoot. Wait, what? I'm clear.
I'm having a baby.
No,
you did
that's
it.
awesome.
Yeah, we
Josh,
we did it,
congrats.
boys. We did it.
You did. We did it.
It was a
We did it. We were all.
bad verbiage, I guess, but
It's like
I did it.
It's like in The Office. Michael wasn't like Pam and Jim having a baby. Michael's like, we did it or something like that.
That's a great episode of The Office.
Hey, that's another free worker right there for the Garden State.
Yeah, I was
we don't have to
thinking-
pay that kid.
The main reason I
Intern.
wanted to have a kid is exactly what Jimmy's saying. We need an intern for this podcast. We're growing. There's more work that needs to be done. So in March of next year, we will be having an intern.
I can't believe you're having a girl.
What? Are you serious?
I did some calculations in my head, and I think you're gonna have a girl.
Well, we don't know yet. So the fact that you're saying that is interesting. I
think it's a girl, too.
I think it's going to be a girl. You know, a boy would be cool, but we're happy either way. The baby's going to, as long as the baby gets here, that's,
March 23. You said.
March. Yeah, March.
Do they give you like an exact day, or do they just tell you the end of the month?
Well, they pick a due date. It's pretty interesting. Well, so neither of you are married or have kids or anything. And this is obviously my first, so it's interesting. You go in and they figure out, like, they calculate. They do like math and figure out, oh wow, so here's your due date, and then they just kind of stick to it. Like, even if like they get more information when they do an ultrasound, they measure the baby and they're like, that might be no, they got to stick to that date. It's kind of how they operate.
So what's the date?
March 8th. Wow. So that's 3 days before my B-day, and so I'm just hoping we'll get a March 11th baby.
That would be so cool. Having a baby on your birthday, best birthday gift.
It'd be a cool birthday gift.
My due date was actually on my mom's birthday, but then I came a few weeks early.
You're the worst. You just couldn't wait any longer.
Jimmy's
Jimmy.
always early.
Little
When
Jimmy
we film-
Parks wants to pop on out. Go to the state parks.
Yep.
So that was my first piece of news tonight. We're very excited, and we put it on Instagram this week. And yeah, it's just crazy stuff going on, man.
Dude, you're gonna have a kid.
I just think
Yeah.
it's so crazy, right? Like, I was there when you and Shelby met, and then you guys got married, and now you're having a kid. It's just so crazy to me.
Jimmy,
life.
you were the reason we got married, Jimmy.
That's what people tell me a
Yeah.
lot at weddings.
So
I want to say if you're listening to the podcast and you have children, definitely hit up Josh with your best piece of advice. You only have to give him one.
Wait a second.
Your top one piece of advice for Josh as he's preparing to have a child.
You know what I just realized?
Wow.
Josh can use that hotline now.
Oh yeah.
wait a second. 1-800 the kids.
Yeah, 1-800 the kids. So you're going to be a dad.
For those that don't know what we're talking about, New Jersey has a hotline for parents that can't handle their kids. It's 1-800 the kids. We reported on it a few weeks ago, and I might have to call in just to see what they got to say to me.
I'm just stoked to be an uncle again. Like, this is going to be crazy.
Yeah, man.
TL Josh.
Yeah. So we're excited. It's a lot of good stuff happening. And,
Congratulations, bro.
we'll see how much longer we can record this podcast in the living room before the inevitable, a baby sleeping in the bedroom, and we got to
Maybe.
yeah, we're just gonna baby crying. Which we could just bring the baby in and put him next to a mic, So,
Hey, he or she, they're going to be in every episode, like sitting right here, just vibing, just chilling out
we
with us.
should do that.
Like the baby's going to be right here. Just like, that's how you're going to watch it. It'll be Shelby's night out with the girls. And we're like, yeah, we got the baby.
I love that. All right, we'll figure that out. I think we can make it work. But on to the next story. I think it's time to move on.
I just want to share really quickly, Josh. We didn't discuss, but today is our official merch drop. So if you're listening to this on Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern time, we are finally dropping our new merch line, the merch we've been wearing in the past 4 episodes that you've seen everywhere. Everything is being dropped at 12 p.m. Eastern today. So if you're listening to this after Friday, 12 p.m., our merch is now live. So go to our website, thegardenstate.com, and support the show by picking up a piece of merch.
We've got these awesome new hats with patches on them, and we got lots of shirts. TheGardenState.com is the place to be today.
We're really stoked on these, like higher quality than ever.
Yeah,
we've been experimenting.
We've been just getting better and better, I feel like, and this really feels like we're in a flow right now with some really decent stuff. So
this is the most we've released too, like product wise. So.
Building out a real store. So you can go over to TheGardenState.com and get it before it's gone, because it will sell out and we'll have to restock.
Thank you guys so very much. You're the best.
Thank you. Let's get into the news. The first story comes to us from Edison, New Jersey. It says, the largest indoor go-kart track in the world is coming to Edison, New Jersey.
In the world?
Yeah, I think that's what it says, yeah.
No, I've seen photos. This place looks legitimate.
I'm so excited for this.
I'm actually, like, I don't get excited about, like, go-karting. I'm not a go-karter, but, like, this looks crazy.
Are we sure it's the largest in the world?
That's what the article says.
It might be the largest indoor. I'm not sure.
No, indoor. Yeah, largest indoor in the world.
Well, that's what I said.
It's Edison, bro.
Edison is getting it all.
Dude, it's crazy.
It's right down the street.
Edison's a great place to go if you want to do some Topgolf, play some billiards,
Chuck E. Cheese,
go-kart, and stop at, BJ's that's across on the other side, and then go to the Skylark Diner. They got everything going on down there. What is going on with Edison?
Oh, my. I lived in that area, like across from, was the golf place, Topgolf.
Yeah.
When I was 1 year old.
Really?
Really? You remember those days?
Yeah, I think we moved out of there when I was 2 years old. I think I barely remember it, but like I kind of do. But then that's when we moved to our home. So
I didn't know that you guys lived there, and so you were a baby once. What's your advice to me to becoming a dad?
Just be nice to me.
To you?
Well, to the baby.
Okay.
You asked for my advice.
Good to know. So let's get on to the article, actually. So it says Supercharged Entertainment, which is an existing complex in Wrentham, Massachusetts, is putting the finishing touches on a New Jersey location that will feature a multi-level track with 10 elevation changes. The track's surface completed this month is 28% larger than the one in Wrentham. I think it's Wrentham. Does that look right?
Wrentham. Yeah, Wrentham.
And has room for a 4-wide racing, which is wild. Wow. It's a wide track. The complex will be located on Route 1 South next to Topgolf. The facility will include axe throwing, bionic bumper cars, a drop and twist tower, and more than 140 arcade games. So forget Edison. Sure. This place is going to have everything.
Burgers and Brews.
Yeah, it says it's open in a spot called Burgers and Brews Restaurant inside. The owner of the new facility has said that they're aiming for an opening date in November.
Let's go. That's like right here.
Hey, Josh, we don't live far from Edison, right?
We live very close to Edison.
So if they want to send an email, let's say, to contact.thegardenstate@gmail.com.
We will gladly film 10 TikToks there for them.
I'll film a TikTok as long as I get to ride the racetrack and play at least 10 of the 140 arcade games.
And throw some axes.
Yeah. I say, and maybe a little bionic bumper car. Reach out. Some free promo.
What's the place in Jersey City, the go-kart spot that everyone goes
RPM.
to? RPM. It used to be called Pole Position. I forgot like the new name. So that's RPM?
Yeah.
So yeah, this place is going to blow RPM out of the water, dude. Multi-lever. Like look at the photos. If like you want to search this article, this racetrack looks crazy. It's huge. It's like a racetrack you have in like Mario Kart. Like
I'm so excited.
10 elevation changes, Josh?
Yeah, 10 elevation changes, which I guess is when the track goes up a level or down a level.
That's so cool.
Because it looks like it's 2 levels, but I guess you go up and down a lot.
It looks like a maze of a track. It's that big. So let's go. Let's go Edison.
So one last point on this. It says at the venue, at the Massachusetts venue, go-kart rides can be purchased as a single race or discounted bundles for multiple rides. The minimum height of a driver is 4'10". So shout out to all our shorties that can't get on the ride. Sorry about that.
The Short Kings.
Short Kings are going to be very... Helmets and head socks are required for racers. An annual $7 racer's license must be obtained.
Really?
Hey
Which
man,
is-
these
sounds
places
like
are dangerous, dude.
A money grab
No,
to me.
that's good. That's good. We want legitimate racers on that track. With us.
Racers
It's more
license?
expensive than an actual driver's license. So,
But once you have it, then you can just keep going.
no,
back.
it's
For the year.
annual, $7.
Oh, so every year.
Yeah.
I wonder
paying
if you got
$7.
like an auto renew or you have to actually go back and renew. I don't know. This is going to be worse than the DMV over there.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like it's gonna be a madhouse. Edison, dude, it's gonna be so packed. Like I hope it's so big where they're able to accommodate that many people.
Well, especially with Topgolf right next door, right? Like people are going to wait for their Topgolf because it takes 5 hours to get in there, and they're going to go-kart racing. It's going to be a perpetual circle of people.
It's impossible to get into Topgolf without a reservation. Dude, that place is so packed.
Literally, last time I was there, I said 5 hour wait.
Did you actually wait there for 5
No.
hours? Okay, I was about to say. Well, at least if it's like an hour wait, I go to like the restaurant right there. I'll get a bite and then go play Topgolf. But yeah, it's ridiculous, dude. They should like triple that place.
that's why
in
you
size.
reserve it online, boys.
I tried.
No, but
Everything's booked out.
You have to book like a week in advance because if you try reserving like a few days beforehand, it's like, oh, we're booked. Sorry. So yeah, if you're trying to go to Topgolf on a weekend, like book like a week before if you can. That's what you got to do.
All right. Moving on. The average life expectancy for residents of New Jersey is plummeting.
Great news.
Yeah, some nice uplifting news for the listeners at home today. You're going to die younger than you think.
Great.
That's not actually what it's saying. Relax. But it
Well,
is
yeah,
saying
well, it is saying
people
your
are dying
life will.
younger.
Yeah, people are dying way younger than they used to, which is quite concerning.
So it says a majority of New Jersey residents will not see their 80th birthday.
That's a great opening line, but also terrible at the same time.
New federal data shows life expectancy has dropped from 80.1 years in 2019 to 77.5 years in 2020
It dropped 4 years
in 1 year.
in one. How? Like what does this article have to tell us? Like
It says it follows a national trend that shows Americans in general are not living as long now as we did just a few years ago.
come on,
A
guys.
report by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention's National Center for Health Statistics shows the lowest average life expectancy in nearly 2 decades at 77 years old in 2020, compared to 79 in 2019.
That's so sad. That's really sad.
Yeah, it says this is the latest data that was available, so maybe in the last 2 years it has gone up, but New Jersey ranked 20th in the nation for life expectancy. So the two reasons they're pointing to is drug overdoses and COVID are the top two causes the CDC reported.
Wow.
So
Well, I guess with COVID, it messed everything up.
I guess that skewed the numbers, especially with
Yeah.
the way they were reporting COVID deaths. You know, well, we won't get into that, but it just seems like there was a lot going on there with the numbers. But also, there's a lot of things going on in America. A lot of people are very unhealthy, and let's just be real. We could just say what we
100%, dude. I eat
Speak
so
the
bad.
truth for a second.
I eat so bad, dude. And like reading this article makes me want to just eat a salad. Like
Well,
every
salad's
single
not
day.
going to do it, brother. You're going to need
It's
a
a
lot
good
more
start.
than that.
It's a good start compared to like McDonald's.
I've been eating salads every day for lunch this year.
All year?
Yep.
How do you feel?
Feel great.
That's good.
The reality is a lot of, I mean, I've been on like this food kick. I've never been a granola kind of person where I'm into like health fads. But recently, ever since, we're having a baby, we're thinking about living real healthy. I've been running a lot. I've realized all of the food we eat is garbage.
A lot of it's so bad.
Yeah.
Everything's garbage. It's no wonder everyone's overweight. It's like, I mean, that's just not an excuse, but there's so much disgusting stuff in like every food.
So have you been like just trying to watch every meal you eat? Like,
Brother, I've been eating like a freak. Every now and again, I go off the wagon. And the crazy thing is, like this weekend, I had that barbecue and like the bread. The next day, even when I worked out, I didn't feel like I had as much energy. And I know it's because I ate 2 hot dogs and a burger, or 2 burgers and a dog. All that bread, that white bread, potato bread, I could just feel it like seeping into my system. I don't know. That stuff's terrible for you. But yeah, I've been trying to eat healthier with the baby coming and everything. Just in general, we've been like, because she eats healthier. And I notice now when I eat junk food, I'm like, I could understand why people are struggling health-wise.
That's why you're on that carnivore diet now,
Yeah, I've been eating a lot of steak.
which is healthy.
I mean, see, this is the thing. There's a lot of propaganda around meat right now. But I don't know.
A lot of controversy.
I'm not a carnivore diet person, but I had a nice ribeye tonight that I made on the skillet.
I was hoping, he would share some with Jimmy Parks and myself. But
No,
he ate it
no.
all to himself.
You
And
know,
then I made some Shoshito peppers on the side. And that was
Shoshitos?
just, yeah.
I think they changed their dinner schedule around here or something. Back when this podcast started, we always were at the end of dinner and we'd come in, have some leftovers, and now
We picked the scraps off the floor. That's what we did. But no,
Yeah.
Josh starts dinner earlier now.
Listen, boys,
I don't know why,
food ain't free. I gotta keep the leftovers.
brother.
No, I don't know. It's sad to see that the life expectancy is going down, and
It's very sad.
we need a revolution of health in this country across the board. I mean, like I've even
Elon
been
can't save us all. You know,
eating. I mean, sleep. People don't sleep right. People don't exercise. It's like, and then when something like COVID comes along, it really hits us hard, and we wonder why. So I don't know. That's an oversimplification of a much broader, complicated issue. But
also with drug overdoses. Like
Dr-
drug
I mean-
overdoses are through the roof right now.
yeah, I mean, we have an opioid epidemic. So
It's insane. So
and how does the state deal with that? That's the bigger question that we should be asking. Is like, we have people that are being prescribed drugs that they get addicted to and ultimately kill them, and it's like, why are we not stopping it? You know, why are we doing anything to make that better? I don't know what the state's done recently. I haven't read anything. Have you?
I haven't. No, I haven't done my research on it. I'll be honest. I haven't really looked into it, but I would hope they're starting to do something.
It's crazy times, and drug overdoses are something that hit all communities. It's like whether you're in a poor neighborhood and it's whatever. I mean, there's different
Everyone
drugs.
knows someone who's died from a drug overdose. It's so sad.
Absolutely.
Everyone knows someone.
Yeah, and whether you're like upper class, wealthy, there's different drugs for different situations, and it seems that it's something that we got to figure out. I think the opioid thing is more prescribed stuff, though.
yeah, but that's even like a gateway drug into like heroin and stuff.
Yeah.
It's very sad, but nonetheless, hopefully it has gone up because that was 2020. That's the last data they had. So we've had 2021, 2022.
Yeah,
So,
where's all the new data? Where's that at?
brother? I don't know. I have no idea.
It's going to be like, it's dropped to 72 years.
Oh my goodness!
Imagine that. No shot. No shot.
I don't like reading studies like this because
Our parents
you know
are
what?
getting older. Like, I don't want my parents to pass away early, dude.
77. My dad's like 15 years from now right
Exactly. Like, in
My
15
dad's
years is
7
nothing.
years from that.
now. Yeah, but the thing is, this is an average. So you have to take into account there's some people that are going to live to 100. There's some people that are going to live to 60, and it's all based on the choices people make.
And then you got people who die at like age 10 or like super young. And
Exactly.
That all adds into.
We'll be doing this podcast until we see our final day. Isn't that right, Josh?
Yeah, and you know what? Here's the reality. Tomorrow's not even promised, so we gotta ride or die today, man.
That's why we go hard every single
YOLO.
episode for all the listeners.
Yeah, man, we're really out here risking it all.
Dude, seriously, driving over here, avoided so many car accidents. People are nuts.
Bro, we are frontline heroes. We should get a banner on the front of my house. Heroes
I
live
want
here.
an award. I want an award for my effort for driving to your house. A 15-minute drive.
Like an Emmy or like a Pulitzer Prize or something.
I don't know. Make one up for me. I don't know. Surprise me.
Yeah, I think the state should give us. We should get a key to the city.
Do you know
state.
your local mayor? Josh, do you know your mayor?
I don't know if we have a mayor in this town.
You talking about you don't have
Wow.
a mayor in this town. Of course you have a mayor. Every town has a mayor.
No,
not Cranford.
Cranford does have a mayor. You guys keep saying that Cranford doesn't have a mayor. They do.
Cranford does have a mayor, but the mayor doesn't mean anything. They have a board of chosen freeholders that make all the decisions.
What's the mayor's name?
I don't remember, but there's a mayor in this town. I'm not going to say the person's name
Okay,
because
so you want to give up your town.
I live here.
You're right. Maybe she's great.
Oh, wow. Mayor of Cranford, Kathleen Prunty.
I told you. Everyone's like, you guys keep telling me there's no mayor in Cranford. Kathleen's the mayor.
Okay, moving on to our next story. As September enters full swing, New Jersey is seeing a massive shortage of teachers in schools.
They don't want to teach anymore.
There's a lot that's happened in the last 3 years that's made teaching a really challenging
Oh,
job.
yes, exactly.
And
And on top of that, just the affordability of the state. Teachers don't exactly have the best salaries.
You're right.
well, everything's becoming more expensive and it's becoming hard to live in general in the state. And we'll get more into that later when we talk about the tax break that's coming through. But the article says, according to the U.S. Department of Education, New Jersey has a teacher shortage at all grade levels across multiple subjects, including math and science. At the same time, professionals in the industry don't see the situation improving anytime soon. It's not only a challenge to keep people in the profession, there's an obvious shortfall in the number of wannabe educators coming through the pipeline. It's quoted saying, before where we may have received 100 applications for a third grade gen ed teaching position, we now only receive about a dozen, said Thomas Farrell, superintendent of Brick Township Public Schools. Some specific, more highly qualified positions that require dual certification are even harder to fill. Substitutes are hard to find as well. So, yeah, we're seeing teaching as a trade decline, and it's very, very sad to see. We need good teachers.
Do you think it's all the laws that are being made in schools, or is it the children that's making it miserable for teachers?
From all of my teacher friends, I hear a combination of things, but let me read this other point they make and we could discuss that. It says, according to advocates, the coronavirus pandemic worsened a concern that had been growing for many years prior. The challenges already faced by teachers were joined by the struggles of managing a classroom under remote or hybrid instruction and the constantly changing rules related to safe instruction during a pandemic. So it sounds like it was a combination of a lot of things that's going on, but also you're right about kids. Kids have changed. Kids are different nowadays. Every teacher I talk to says kids are getting worse.
Kids don't want to obey.
Don't listen.
Yeah, they don't want to obey their teachers. They think that they're above the law. They can do whatever they want.
Do you remember in school, like, if you had your phone even just, like, visible, the teacher would freak out. But now I hear, like, you just walk around freely with your phone out.
Is that how it is?
Yeah.
Junior year of high school, leaving wood shop, pulled my phone out just for a split second in the hallway. Principal walked past and yelled at me in the hallway. I could not believe it was such a big. I was like, all right.
Did he take it?
He was like, no, he's like,
put it away.
He was like, so Basinski, put that phone away, something like that. And I was like, all right, I'm done. I put it in my pocket.
Nowadays, kids will like start recording the principal, be like, what are you gonna do? Huh?
Yeah, they'll be like, they'll tell their parent, and the parent will come in and scream at the principal and be like, you didn't tell my kid to put his phone away. He's special.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, no, yeah, it doesn't. I would become a teacher right now, to be honest with you guys.
I could see you teaching.
Like, I would go, like, my only thing I really know how to do is, like, edit videos. So, like, if I became one of those, like, really fun, like, video teachers in the school, I think it would be really fun.
You'd want to be a video teacher?
Like I don't know, teaching,
TV
like,
teacher.
I had this guy.
TV, I don't know, like, broadcast, but I could do, like, video editing. It'd be fun to, like, make videos with the kids all day.
When I was in high school, there was a film and video teacher, and he would show up with a leather jacket on, and it had like a panther on the back of it. I think
that's sick.
He was probably like early 20s. He couldn't have been older than like 24. And dude just did not care. One day I tried to cut class, showed up to his class 40 minutes late, and he just did not even acknowledge it. Like, and I was like, this guy doesn't care.
He's the man.
And then I heard a rumor that he ended up in a relationship with a student.
Oh, come on.
So,
no way.
That's what happens when you're a film teacher, man. You got to be careful. So you're a cool guy, man. I don't know if it's the best idea for you.
It was all for the art soaps.
Like, you just got to be a cool, fun teacher. That's why I would teach a fun class, not like math or science or English. And like, the kids will respect you. Let them call you by your first name, like, whatever.
That's the issue.
No, well, did you have those teachers in high school where kids would just call them by their last name?
Yeah,
all the time.
I always felt weird. Like, some people, like, kids in high school always wanted to be too close to the teachers, or I'm like, you're creeping me out a little bit. Like, that guy has a family. Like, leave him alone.
But the teachers loved it. Like, they were cool with it. Like, there was a video teacher in our school, last name Scardilli. Everyone would be like, yo, Scardilli. He's like, what's up, boys? Fist bumped him. Like,
I saw him recently.
How is he doing?
He's good. He actually asked if we wanted to be on the local community news channel. I forgot to tell you guys.
Wow.
Wait, what? Yeah. Wait, can we get a spot, like, just to do something?
He wanted to interview us.
What?
I'm down.
Wait,
as long as we get rights for our Instagram to post the video,
we would totally report on the story that we were on the local news. I just ran into my senior year English teacher at Starbucks.
No way.
Yeah.
Who'd you have?
I don't want to say his name on the pod, but
I know who it is. Yeah.
He was like the biggest fan of my YouTube videos back in the day. So he was asking me about YouTube, how I'm doing. He's like, I still talk about you to all my classes. I'm retiring this year. I'm headed to Florida. I'm getting out of here.
Wow.
He had like a vape in his hand. Really? This guy's the man.
Oh my gosh.
Like, this guy has gone through so much, and this guy, like, all the students like made fun of him and stuff, but like, he was also really cool. He went through a lot in high school, but I always had respect for him, the man.
Well, that's awesome that he's retiring and moving to Florida, and that he still remembers you. That's cool when teachers, they see you and they remember you.
It's really cool, yeah.
I always wonder that.
I wasn't even close to the teacher. I never even wanted to be in school, but like, everyone knew me because I made YouTube videos. So that was cool.
So what do you think is the solution then to this teaching shortage? What do you guys think is like? How can we make
Like
teaching
how much?
great
I guess
again?
like how much freedom do teachers have? Like, does the board make all the decisions? Like,
I think you have like a director of curriculum for each like school district, and they kind of like tell you.
like are
Well, what do you mean? Wait, hold on. What do you mean by freedom?
like are teachers not wanting to teach them because like it's so easy for them to get in trouble for like maybe stating their opinion on something? And
No,
like,
I don't think that's what it is. I think it's that it's harder to teach kids now. From what this is anecdotal from just people I talk to. And I think a lot of people left. I think COVID provided a window for the world to go, hey, if you're ever going to make a life change, like a career change, now is your time.
You're right.
And I think a lot of older teachers probably retired during that time too.
Yeah, true. They were probably like, I'm not doing Zoom. I'm out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, teaching on Zoom just sounds miserable. So shout out to all the teachers who stuck through it and are still teaching. We salute you guys.
we salute you.
It's not easy.
You get the Garden State Badge of Honor this week.
We got to make those.
We got to make those. Yeah, we'll send them out. But yeah, it's hopefully we get some more teachers, and you know, it's a trade that we need. We need good teachers, just like we need good firemen and good police officers and good everything else. You know,
So something's got to change.
something's got to change, man. We got to incentivize it and make teaching cool again. So let's move on. MrBeast, next story, hard right turn. MrBeast is coming to New Jersey. The YouTube star is set to open the first actual Beast Burger restaurant located in none other than the American Dream Mall. Wow.
Just that place just keeps opening up the craziest spots.
Before we even talk about this, can we talk about how our producer, Jimmy Parks, looks a lot like Jimmy Donaldson? Like, can we do a side-by-side? Bam.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, they're twins.
They're both
And
Jimmy.
they're both named Jimmy.
We gotta get them to connect.
MrBeast, if you're watching this right now, come and sponsor the podcast. Give us all the money because our producer looks just like you, and he doesn't want to admit to it.
I think I said this on a recent podcast too, but I was doing something for work, and I was with these kids from Camden, and all of them came up to me at the end. They're like, "Has anyone ever told you that you look like MrBeast?"
You do.
And what'd you say?
I was like, "Yes." I've heard that once or
You
twice.
just gotta own it, bro. This weekend, I like introduced myself to someone, and I was like, and Jimmy introduced himself to her, and I was like, "Do you know who MrBeast is?" Like, trying to start this conversation. She's like, "I have no idea who that is." I'm like, "All right,
Awkward.
never mind." I brought up the photo, and she did say
She
that
did
Jimmy.
agree.
Yeah, she agreed that they look alike.
You guys are. It's not like even your mannerisms are similar.
But you know what? I'd rather get Mr. Beats than who I used to get. So.
Beats. You say Mr. Beats.
Mr. Beats.
Wait, who did you used to get? Oh,
Sheldon Cooper,
okay. Side by side of our producer Jimmy Parks next to Sheldon Cooper. What's the show?
it.
The Big Bang Theory.
The Big Bang Theory. Yes. They
I
look
could
alike.
see it.
They look alike.
YouTuber and internet personality Jimmy Donaldson, better known as MrBeast, will be opening a burger restaurant at the American Dream Mall on Sunday, September 4th.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Very cool. The American Dream MrBeast Burger will be Donaldson's first physical location since the launch of the original delivery-only restaurant at the end of 2020.
MrBeast is coming to Jersey, and I've actually never had a Beast Burger yet. Have you?
We should order them when I haven't either, but it looks pretty good.
They're like in all these restaurants near us, like all over. You see the signs for Beast Burger everywhere, and people have said they're pretty good.
Next week, should we get it for the pod?
Yeah, we should taste test.
Let's order before. We should start ordering food before we record this,
Yeah, I'd be down
like a family dinner.
if you don't cook yourself a steak again.
The influencer partnered with virtual dining concepts and opened 300 restaurants at launch, operating out of ghost kitchens. So if you guys don't know what that is, this guy basically contracted local kitchens that maybe are even connected to restaurants and said, here's my burger, here's how you make it, here's the branding, the packaging, sell it out of your spot, we'll split the profit, basically. Pretty ingenious idea. So MrBeast Burger is available in over 1,700 locations in 6 countries. The YouTuber tweeted, I'm opening a physical Beast Burger restaurant at American Dream Mall on September 4th. I'll be working at the restaurant all day. The first day, if you stop by, you might see me. I think we actually need to go to this. I really think
so.
we do.
I'm gonna be there. I'm going. I don't know if you guys are busy or not, but I'm gonna go because I kind of want to document like if it's gonna be crazy or not. And
might
also,
have
I
dinner
want to
plans.
meet him. We can go in the afternoon.
Okay.
I've
Yeah.
also never been to American Dream.
Do you guys actually want... Wait.
Well, we've been talking about we have to go to the American Dream. We have to make it happen at some point. I'm gonna go on Sunday. I'm going on
it's
Sunday
going to be
afternoon.
such a madhouse, but we should just try to get a pic
Well,
with
it'd be
MrBeast.
nice to like take a walk of the mall too and kind of like finally see it because we always talk so much crap about this place, but we actually have not like experienced it.
It looks awesome.
So I'm gonna try a Beast Burger. If the line isn't too long, I'm gonna try a Beast Burger. I'm gonna shake Mr. Beast's hand. I'm going to be like, hey, you look like our producer, Jimmy Parks. And he's like, oh, that's so crazy. Here's $1 million for your podcast.
Jimmy,
I'm going to fund it.
You need to go and meet him. You need to get a picture with him.
I think it. Well, don't we have friends who know him?
Yeah, we do. So we should, talk to a few people.
Yeah.
Who do we know that knows Mr. Beast?
Josh Morris.
Oh,
Ryan,
he does?
Ryan Abe.
Wait, really?
Josh Morris did a TikTok of like punching him in the face.
Oh, that's right.
And then like Ryan Abe, he knows everyone out there.
Okay.
So yeah, we got some connections. We got the boys.
We'll see if we can get in touch with the Beast.
Yeah, so American Dream. Let us know if you guys are going to the American Dream Mall this weekend to check out Beast Burger in person because we'll be there.
Great.
Maybe we'll be there. I'm going to definitely try.
In Jackson, New Jersey, 19 passengers were injured at Six Flags when El Toro experienced technical difficulties.
El Toro.
Yikes.
I've had a lot of bumpy experiences on that ride.
Me too.
You know what they say?
What do they say?
Mess with the bull. Get the horns.
That's true. That's true.
In Jackson, a roller coaster that was shut for the season early last summer for safety reasons is closed again after 19 passengers were injured Thursday night.
19.
A Six Flags Great Adventures spokesman said 5 people were sent to the hospital after reporting back pain following a ride on the El Toro roller coaster. The State Department of Community Affairs, which is responsible for rides and amusement park inspections, said that an additional 14 people were treated on site. Of the 5 people that were taken to the hospital, 1 was treated for neck injury, 2 for back, and 2 for mouth, which is horrible.
Mouth and tongue.
Mouth and tongue, yes. Yeah. So
someone bit their tongue.
A lot of people reported biting their tongues.
Have you rode El Toro?
I used to love El Toro, but it always felt like you were going to die when you're on it.
Well, here's the thing. I remember when El Toro opened. The first 5 years of the ride, smoothest wooden roller coaster ever. Like no issues at all. But even around some of those quick turns,
Yeah.
bro, like the whiplash on your neck,
Yep.
it's insane.
And it always felt like the roller coaster was about to come off the tracks. Like I always felt like you're being lifted up.
Well, that's like any roller coaster.
I know, but this one was more normal.
So the Department of Community Affairs spokeswoman who was reporting this information out said that there's an incident hotline. So an amusement park incident hotline, believe it or not.
Really?
That's a thing. Yeah, you can call
Never
a hotline
knew
and be
that.
like, hey, I'm on Nitro right now, and there's been an incident.
There's been a murder.
And they said the witnesses reported hearing a loud bang and seeing a jolting of the El Toro train during operation. Holly Cole on the Great Adventure Connoisseurs Facebook page wrote, it felt like the ride hit a pothole after the third drop before the ride turns around.
Ugh.
So a lot of people said they bit their tongue. A few said their backs were hurting. And a couple people said they couldn't breathe for a bit. I thought I had a cracked tooth, Cole said. So really, really not a good situation.
Well, they
at
are
Six
riding a
Flags.
bull.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the experience, but also, thank goodness nobody was seriously injured.
So, what do you think makes a roller coaster randomly jolt like that? Think about how many. There's 3 cars on this ride, I believe, and it's constantly just going on a repeat cycle. What made this one trip around just more brutal than the other ones? What causes that?
I don't know, because it's a really fair question. Like, maybe one of the wheels was broken. Maybe there's something on the track. I have no idea. Imagine someone they dropped their cell phone and it hit the track and landed on it. I don't know.
That's the big controversy with having cell phones on rides. It's if you drop it in the wrong spot, it's pretty bad. Or you could even hit someone on the ground and kill them.
It sounds like it just hit a minor bump at a really high speed and it just freaked people out and it hit hard. But now I'm reading that Six Flags says El Toro will reopen after repairs and inspections. So
I would
crazy
figure
time.
it would reopen. It's not like anyone died or there wasn't that crazy of an incident. So I feel like they would figure it out. But now I'm kind of hesitant. If I'm going to Six Flags, do I really want to ride El Toro?
I was going to ask you that. Do you want to ride it or no?
No, there's so many other roller coasters. I could skip one.
I want to go over there for the churros, though.
Would you still ride King the Ka?
Absolutely.
I don't know. I'm still kind of scared of it. I've done it so many times, but I am over that rush of something just launching that quickly into the air.
Yeah. And now, I got more to live for. I'm going to have a kid, so I think I need to steer clear of.
Yeah, at first you just had Jimmy and me, but now you got a kid coming. So
400-foot roller coasters may not be the move now.
Well, your kid's going to want to ride it in a few years, so it might be the move. And
True.
you just have to take a 5-year break until
Okay.
they're tall enough to ride.
That's a a fair point. I'm kind of over roller coasters. I feel like they make me like when I was like 16, it never bothered me. Now I ride them. I'm like, all right, this is.
Well, as you get older, I feel like the rush and the excitement of going to amusement park kind of dies. Like we used to love going to Six Flags. When's the last time you went to Six Flags, dude?
I just don't have any time.
When's the last time you went?
Probably 2014 would be my guess.
Really? I probably went like in 2017 or something, but that's even like that's almost 6 years ago already. Like that's crazy.
I went to Universal Studios in like 2015, but
Yeah, we all were there.
yeah. So
That
that'd
was
be
awesome.
like it's probably the last time I rode a roller coaster that I can remember.
I think that was my last time too.
Yeah, it's just like the rush isn't there anymore for me. Like if you want to pay me to go to Six Flags, let's go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't need to go.
All right, moving on. So have you guys heard the news that Rutgers University is coming under fire?
What else is new, Josh?
Apparently, the football team spent $450,000 on DoorDash over a 14-month period of time.
Nothing
That's a
surprises
lot of
me
money,
about that.
dude. Yeah, I'm not surprised. That's just a lot of money, and I feel like a lot of it was wasted easily.
Given that we know how much they spend on their head coach and all the perks he gets, this does not surprise me.
But how do you spend $450,000 on DoorDash? I know we have an article that explains it, but like that's a lot of money to spend on DoorDash.
It's foolish and definitely unnecessary, and they shouldn't have gotten that much money for DoorDash.
So it says public reaction has been strong to $450,000 spent on DoorDash orders by the Rutgers University football team over the course of roughly a year, according to the report by NorthJersey.com. The report analyzed 14 months of records from May 2021 through June of this year, as the Rutgers athletic department had given student athletes the option to use meal courier service in instances when a permissible meal was not otherwise available or provided. The DoorDash program was set up to provide $75 per week, which would be the equivalent to like five $15 meals, and the weekly amounts were to be uploaded 1 week at a time. Over 14 months, there were roughly 19,745 orders for student athletes at an average monthly transaction cost of $22.88.
Way more.
$7 more than the $15 goal. And that's just the average. According to NorthJersey.com, there were hundreds of individual orders for at least $50, including a $250 from Crab du Jour Express.
Sounds expensive.
And a $152 order from Charlie Brown Steakhouse in Union County. Who orders $152 worth of steak from Charlie Brown's? Can we just talk about that for a second?
Well, the steak is pretty good. And isn't it pricey over there?
That's in Union County, though, so they probably ordered it from, like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, think about, like...
Scotch Plains?
Yeah, think about the delivery charge and all that added on top.
It says, well, I actually did my own research on this because I was curious. I went on Rutgers' website because they have a funding page where they explain where their money comes from for the university.
Nice.
20.1% of Rutgers' budget comes from the state of New Jersey, a.k.a. you, me, and Jimmy Parks.
So we're funding all these athletes to waste all this money on DoorDash, pretty much.
We could fairly say we're funding 20% of it, so pretty ridiculous. NorthJersey.com also found that at least 5 athletes made a dozen DoorDash orders from stores that do not sell human food, including PetSmart, Bed Bath & Beyond, the Flower and Gift Boutique, and a total of more than $560 over several months.
Whoa, spicy.
I saw a tweet that summed this whole thing up. A man named Samir Prasla on Twitter said, "Do you know what is outrageous? Rutgers football has won 10 games in the past 3 years. They don't deserve DoorDash."
True. Come on. Maybe if they were like winning every championship, they were like the best team in the league, maybe this would be fine. We'd be like, all right, let them spend the money. They're working so hard to win all these games, but no, they're trash.
Well, the really interesting thing is the Rutgers football program is operating at a $73 million budget deficit right now.
Wow.
Because COVID, they couldn't sell tickets. They weren't selling stuff as much. So they're in debt. And in the meantime, these kids, this is the issue with college is such a joke. It's such a joke now. It is no longer a place where people go for like rigorous intellectual debate and ideas. It's just a place where people go to have fun.
Yeah.
And I mean,
and spend a lot of money doing it.
Yeah, and spend a lot of money and incur a lot of debt doing it.
And then complain about all the debt they're in.
Exactly.
After just fooling around and partying for 4 years straight. Stupid.
Spot on. So the Rutgers football team, man, they ate good.
And dude, ordering from Bed Bath & Beyond? What are they ordering from DoorDash from Bed Bath & Beyond?
Oh, man.
I didn't even know that's on DoorDash. That's a thing?
I think you could start door dashing like anything nowadays.
Really?
Yep.
DoorDash, they know what they're doing, trying to make that money.
What do you guys think about this one, though? Do you think that these kids should be held accountable? Should we cut the funding? Or do you say, let them eat cake?
Well, it's not even the kid's fault. I feel like they were just given this green light to be like, hey, here's all the DoorDash orders you want, right? And they're just going crazy.
You wouldn't feel any guilt. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a weirdo.
I would feel guilt. I would feel guilt, but like most kids don't feel that way, dude.
That's the problem.
Titled.
But like during this whole process, wasn't there an accountant or someone like watching the money flow? Like, wasn't there anyone to stop them?
There should have been. I don't know.
Like, that's what's so weird to me. It's like, who was in charge of this whole process of giving these kids the right for all these DoorDash orders? Aren't they seeing week by week how much money these kids are spending?
Well,
like, why did they let it add up to $450,000?
What's $450,000 when we gave American Dream Mall $350 million? Let's be real for a second.
Dude, that's the problem right now. People are throwing money left and right everywhere. And
it's expensive to live in this state for a reason.
And we're going into a recession, so it should be interesting.
Well,
I've used DoorDash once, I think.
I don't think I've ever used it.
no, I just go pick up my food.
I like going out and picking up my food.
Like
I'm not the type to just be like, I need to pay extra for delivery. No, man, I'm not going to go pay the extra fee.
I have a neighbor who literally DoorDashes every single meal. It's ridiculous.
It's expensive.
Think about like how all those fees add up, like delivery fee. Like how much is, okay, so say I order like Chipotle from DoorDash, 10 minutes from my house, $12 meal. How much am I paying in delivery fees?
I think it's anywhere from like for that. My guess would be like $3 to $5 plus a tip.
Oh, so that's not even tip. That's delivery
I think
fee.
you're given the option. I don't know.
That's crazy.
We'd have to call someone that DoorDashes, but I think like I think a $12 meal is easily becoming a $16 meal, right?
Yeah, without even tip.
Like you're not spending $1 for the delivery.
That doesn't make sense to me, bro. People are just crazy like with their money. That's nuts.
Well, I saw one TikTok where the guy was like, if I'm paying somebody else to make my food, I'm at least going to pick it up, right? Because that's the whole idea. Like someone else is going to make you food, go pick it up. But there's probably some DoorDash lovers listening to this. And we have a few friends that dash for work, so we should...
Yeah, keep ordering from DoorDash so our friends can keep working.
So... Moving on to our next story. New Jersey towns are reporting an uptick in people joyriding quads through neighborhoods.
Has this happened to you? Have you guys ever ran into like a mob of dudes riding quads down the street?
Yes.
I've seen it before.
It's definitely spreading a lot because I remember seeing the 12 o'clock boy videos in like 2014 from like, I think it's Pittsburgh where it originated.
Baltimore, I thought.
Oh, you're right, Baltimore.
Baltimore is nuts, bro.
And now everybody's copying and like, I don't know. It seems like it's becoming an issue. It hasn't happened in my neighborhood, but it's happening to somebody somewhere.
Is it that easy to get a quad these days? Like, I feel like so many kids are riding quads everywhere. Aren't they expensive?
They are, yeah.
How much is a quad? Like,
20,
are we talking
10, 20?
No, a quad's gonna.
Nice one?
A used quad. A brand new quad's probably gonna be like $12,000 would be my guess.
Still, like, where are these kids? Like, I feel like a bunch of teenagers are riding them, or like kids in their early 20s.
All right, so a Honda quad. Let's look up Honda because
it's 17 to 100.
No, that's not. That's like a part.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're gonna be a sport ATV. Let's see. I'm curious now. Okay, $5,000 for that's like a 250.
So think about getting a used quad somewhere. Like you could probably pay like $2,000 and get away with it.
Yeah, I don't know why I said 12,000. That's in hindsight, that's really really high.
Yeah.
I guess.
But on Marketplace, I see them going for like $2-3 for decent ones. But like a Honda is going to be a pretty nice.
And I get it. Like if you're living in an area in Jersey where like you have trails and areas in the woods to go ride your quad, legal areas, that's awesome. But now it's just like it's becoming way more common in public areas where you would technically need a license to drive these on the streets, correct? Like a dirt bike or no?
You can't make a quad street legal in New Jersey.
Yeah, so it's not legal.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So quads are a lot cheaper than I thought. I might need to get one of these because that thing is sweet. But
I'm looking at the Polaris Sports model right now. The Scrambler 850 starts at 12.
okay, so I was on the high end of the range.
Yeah, you're looking at the sport models.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. Like I'm a sporty kind of guy.
Like if you get a quad, I'll probably have to get one too.
The Sportsman XP starts at 17. So
You know
that's
what,
like
guys?
top of the line.
Are we gonna start joyriding quads?
Here's the reality: our neighborhoods are way too quiet. We got to add a little bit of a ruckus.
Yeah, dude. Unacceptable. How
So-
quiet it is around here.
The article says reports of packs of ATVs frequently driven by young people suddenly roaring onto a street or boulevard in a town or city, panicking other drivers and pedestrians are on the rise across the state. One Garden State lawmaker is pushing a plan to stop this from happening. Assemblyman Don Guardian of Atlantic County said he's crafting a measure that would make it easier for police to track down rogue ATV riders because in Atlantic City, Pleasantville, and other parts of the state, they are wreaking havoc.
What is Don doing to craft a measure here? He's crafting a measure to bring this to a halt. Don, what are you doing?
He's crafting, man.
What does that mean? What does it mean I'm crafting a measure?
Well, his last name is Guardian, so I think it's all right there.
He's a guardian.
He's Don Guardian. So
Don, what an epic name.
He's a guardian for the state, and I think he's going to take care of us. So.
Guardian. Don Guardian.
Well, at least
That's
we
an
know,
epic name.
At least we know we got Don Guardian on the scene, and it's just good to know.
I remember like my first time in Baltimore, I went to an Orioles game like 2 years ago, and I got out of the stadium, out of Camden Yards. Bro, down the street, there was just a pack of people riding their ATVs. Dude, there were so many people. It must have been like 50, 60 people on ATVs.
I heard it's an issue in Newark as well right now. Like people are doing this all over Newark. And so
it's crazy.
It's becoming a big thing, and I don't know how you stop them. I guess you got to pull them over and impound the quads, right?
Well, yeah, I guess like getting more cops in these areas to just like always watch. But like
But
even
the
how's
problem
one cop
is
going to stop all those people?
The cops can't do anything about it because if they chase them, it's too dangerous, so they don't even chase them.
That's true.
Did you hear about what happened in New York City where they had a bulldozer run over all the illegal dirt bikes?
Yes. And
I
wasn't
saw
the
that.
mayor Eric there? Just
Yeah,
like,
he was there waving the flag because he's sick of it, I guess, Eric Adams. And
that's a lot of bikes.
It might be time we do something similar.
But even
in
so,
Jersey.
think about like there's so many bikes there in that video. But think about like how many people got away. It's
A lot of people got
like
away, but
10
also,
times that amount.
why does the state just sell the bikes?
See, but then it keeps
And-
going in a circle, right? Then people buy them and still use them for illegal
Yeah,
stuff.
but why can't they like wholesale them to like another state? Like sell them to people down south love riding dirt bikes. Go like wholesale them to like some auction yard in Louisiana and then use all the money to pave the roads or something. Like there's got to be a creative solution here. They're just crushing.
It's pretty
beautiful-
epic.
It is
I
pretty
think
cool.
that's just to make a statement.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, you're
don't
right.
let
It's
us
PR.
crush your bike. Get off the streets now.
It's not going to do anything though. People don't care. People that are willing to ride a dirt bike around Brooklyn and Manhattan are not going to go, oh no, the mayor crushed dirt bikes.
Exactly.
They're just going to keep riding. So
Jimmy, in the Pine Barrens, is it legal to ride a dirt bike or a quad or no?
Quad's illegal. Your
Illegal or legal?
illegal.
Okay.
Your dual sport
Yeah.
bikes, like you can make those street legal if you add directionals and mirrors and stuff.
Okay. Because like, weren't you saying like a lot of these forest fires could be like started from people riding quads and dirt bikes in the woods?
I mean, that's definitely something that could start a fire. If
So I didn't know if it was actually illegal for them to be doing that or not.
I mean, that's a complicated issue, but just to emphasize on the forest fire aspect of it, right? If you have a bike that's going through like something that's not a trail, you're like just blazing your own trail. It's a super hot, dry day. If your like spark arrestor or something isn't working, you could definitely start a fire that way. But I don't think that's not a common way for a fire to start.
Gotcha, but it's an option.
But yeah, down south, as long as you're riding your bike and it's street legal and you're plated and insured and all that good stuff, you can ride it on like roads down there.
But up here, we can't do that?
No,
Really? Okay.
because up
We
here
can't make it street legal?
No, you can. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
But I thought you meant like parks up here.
Oh, no. I'm just saying like if I got a bike tomorrow or an ATV, like I could just make it street legal if I wanted to.
Yeah,
Cool. Good to know.
ATV you can't though.
Okay, ATV I can't, dirt bike I can.
Yeah.
Cool.
it's called an enduro, correct?
Yeah, an enduro bike, very good.
Enduro.
So we'll keep you guys updated on the dirt bike situation and the quad situation. I have a feeling that Don Guardian's going to take care of us, and we'll be all right.
Thank you, Don,
We're
for
gonna
all your
float.
hard work.
In Lakewood, New
Can
Jersey.
I read it?
Yeah, sure.
Let's see if I could even do this. In Lakewood, New Jersey, the town is cutting down trees in order to deter the growing homeless population.
Yeah, good job, man.
Thank you. That was really hard to do because I was like looking at your laptop, but I was also trying to look at the people. So thank you. Appreciate
Reading
it.
while podcasting is so hard for me. I don't know why. It's like I feel like I don't know how to read.
Yeah, that's why I gave it to Josh to read. I can't read.
Yeah, so the article says exactly what the headline says. The town is cutting down trees in the center of the town that were in this pretty little park because apparently it's become a place where homeless people like to hang out, and people are complaining about feces and people cursing at them, and it's just becoming a dangerous kind of location, it seems.
It's a very sticky subject.
Yeah.
I know Lakewood does have a decent homeless problem, but I don't think this was the answer.
What, to cut down the trees?
Yeah.
Well,
now you ruin this park for everyone. No
Well,
one's going to want to go
that's
there to begin
true.
with.
So, but do you think the trees are what's making them like chill there? Like, are they hiding from
mean,
the sun,
it's-
setting up their camp underneath some good
Yeah,
shade?
definitely. Like, that's probably why. Like, if you're out in the hot sun all day, you want to find somewhere for shade, but they're just going to move somewhere else and get shade. Now you ruined this park for everyone.
That's true.
Yeah, I would say I think we should have been more creative on this one. Why cut down trees when you probably could have just, I don't know, relocated the people that are living there?
Well, that's the issue I think a lot of these towns are facing, how are you able to relocate thousands and thousands of people?
Well, I don't think there were thousands and thousands at this park, but there's ways to do it. I mean, I think the first place to look would be, why is the state allowing people to live in public parks? You know, I'm not to be cold towards homeless people, because the homelessness is a complicated issue, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of mental health issues. There's a lot of drug problems. There's a lot of people that are just have come on, a bad situation and they're homeless. But with all that in mind, the mayor of the town made an argument. He said last month New Jersey approved 4,000 housing vouchers, with 1,000 of them dedicated to the homeless. So his argument is, hey, there's these vouchers available for people. But a lot of times it seems with homelessness, some people don't want to live in, a facility, or I know the vouchers would be for, I'm assuming, their own homes, but sometimes some people like being homeless. And I'm not saying that's everybody. I'm being careful with my words, you can tell, because this is complicated.
No, totally, dude. But I also read that, like, with the vouchers and 1,000 of them being dedicated to the homeless, apparently that sounds like a really good number and all, but apparently like 80,000 people applied for that.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Think
No,
about
I
it,
know.
like 1,000 to 80,000. How many people weren't able to get that? And I don't know the circumstances of all those 80,000 people, but like I do believe there's way more homeless people than we think.
So here's the question: are our homeless shelters like overrun, or are there empty beds in places where people could be staying?
You're right.
I just think that it's a hard situation all around, because if you're buying a house in a town, you don't want to have homeless people in the park across from your house. At the same time, cutting down trees doesn't make any sense. At the same time, how do you get rid of the homeless people, for lack of a better word? Like, where do you move them?
Well, it's just, I think they cut down the trees because in that area, it's like a town square. It's like the middle of the town. It's a really poppin' area. And they said like the homeless were like, there was like human feces on the ground everywhere. The homeless were just like attacking people, cursing them out. It was just not making it a place for the public to hang out, because they were just getting pushed away by the homeless.
Oh, it doesn't look like the trees, they were that nice, actually.
Well, yeah, we can't really tell.
I mean, it looks like they were pretty young trees. Just based on the stump, it's pretty small.
They had so much life left in them.
Jimmy's a tree hugger.
Jimmy, didn't you go to school for trees or something like that?
I went to school for environmental planning.
Well, you had like a class where you learned every tree, right?
Yeah.
Whenever we're in the forest, I'm always like, Jimmy, what tree is this? What kind of tree is that? I always ask him what kind of tree it is, and he always knows the answer. He knows his trees.
It's always good when we're down South Jersey and it's like 99% pitch pine.
Hey, you sound so smart, bro.
Well, we'll have to see what happens here. I guess everything has happened that will happen, but I just don't know if it's going to make the homeless population go away. They're going to be like, oh, there's no more trees. I'm still hanging, but...
Well, they want their shade.
It just seems like an oversimplified solution to a really complicated problem.
It's another like thing where people are split on it. It's like 50% of the people are happy now that the homeless are being moved places, but 50% of people are upset with the town because they're like, "What? Where are you going to put the homeless? You have nowhere to put the homeless. You can't put them in Section 8 homes because they're all taken already. We gave up all our vouchers. Where are you going to put them? Like, what are you doing to help the homeless?"
Yeah, but I think it's an issue that the people of Lakewood have to make the decision on how they're going to handle it, because that's their community, right? So you have to think, if it's not in your town, you go, oh, that's really messed up. You cut down trees and you're trying to get, but like, it's not our town. I mean, my town, I don't have a homeless person in a park across from my house. If I did, I might feel differently about it and go, hey, and like in this, if the circumstances you said are true, where there's people are pooping, people are cursing people out, they're getting aggressive. Like, yeah, I don't want my wife and walking down the street and that happening to her. So I'm gonna say cut down the trees. Like there's gonna be a change, but it's easy, I think, to be like, wow, this is really messed up when it's not your community.
when you're not living there
and you're not walking your kids past it. but it doesn't seem like a good solution. I think we can agree at least on that. And I don't know. Homelessness is a complicated problem, man. It's
growing.
Something that it's definitely growing. And some states are really, really experiencing a lot of it. So
what's that one street in Philadelphia, the really bad one?
Kensington Avenue?
I see TikToks all the time. So many TikToks, bro, of you just see people standing and like sleeping. They're just so dozed out in the street, bro, just drugged up. It's crazy it's crazy just how like drugs are also like creating more homelessness, and it's a very sad situation all around.
I was in Philadelphia a few weeks ago, and I was eating lunch outside, and all of a sudden this lady walked by, and she was on heroin, and she was like falling asleep while standing and barely walking.
Sad.
I thought she was going to fall over in the middle of she was crossing the road. I thought she was going to fall asleep
That's
and
awful,
fall right
dude.
in the middle of the road. It was horrible. Like, it was cringeworthy, right? She's walking and almost falling over, and she's like asleep. It was terrible. It's horrible.
So sad, bro.
all right.
It's a big issue everywhere right now, and it's growing. So something needs to be done.
Well, I guess this next story ties in with the last one, being that we talk about how expensive it is just to live in New Jersey. So there is a little silver lining here. New Jersey has just implemented a 10-day sales tax holiday.
I didn't know this holiday existed.
Yeah, so basically for the next 10 days up until Labor Day, there's no sales tax. So go buy whatever you need to buy. If you need to buy a new TV, like Jimmy Park said earlier, now's the time.
I thought it was just on school supplies, so it's on anything.
Yeah, it's on anything. But the part that gets me about this, right? A lot of things that I buy in the day-to-day, it's not taxed anyway, like clothing or food. This is only good if you need to buy like a big-ticket item, which I wonder how many people will take advantage of.
Well, how about like school supplies?
Yeah, but how much is the tax really adding up to on school supplies?
Well, it says some people with like big families spend up to $800 on school supplies, so they could be saving some money there.
So what's 7% of 800?
No, you tell me. You're the laptop.
7% of
You're Jimmy
800.
Parks.
Yeah.
It's a pretty easy figure. It'd be $56, boys.
That's a lot of money right there.
Am I right, Jimmy? That's just a guess.
It's $56.
Yeah.
That's really good, Josh.
Quick
I'm proud
maths.
of you. Well, think about it. If you have a big family, you're spending like $800 and you're saving $56. That's a pretty good deal.
Well, lawmakers said it's part of their effort to make New Jersey more affordable. New Jersey has already had some of the highest property taxes in the nation, and the Garden State is consistently ranked as one of the least affordable states to live in. So, yeah, no secret there that it's expensive to live here. So the idea here is they're going to give a tax break so that people buying back to school supplies and other items can get a little bit of a break.
Oh, they're so kind.
For 10 days.
They're so nice to us.
What if we just
Santa just stopped by and dropped off a big present down the chimney.
stopped adding taxes to every area of our life and we just had only an income tax?
Because we have to give Rutgers $450,000 so the
point.
football team could get their DoorDash. That's why, Josh.
I don't know. I just think it's crazy that they get a 10-day break from paying sales tax. Why don't we just knock it out all the time? Can you imagine how appealing New Jersey would be for business if we said, hey, there's no sales tax here?
Isn't that Delaware?
Yeah, Delaware's like that, I think.
Delaware does not impose a state or local sales tax.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know what would be a good thing to buy now that we know there's no sales tax?
Let me take a guess.
Yeah,
A new plunger for the family toilet.
maybe.
That's not bad. Okay, one more guess. A light bulb, for when your lights go out.
Not what I was thinking, but another good option. I was thinking you could go over to thegardenstate.com.
Ooh.
And get some merch.
Get some merch.
Josh, isn't there like never any sales tax anyway on clothes?
We don't
Oh,
want
okay.
people
Okay,
to know
got
that.
you.
Yeah, so go buy some merch. And that was actually our last story. And that's a great segue into just letting you know one more time. We have new merch today at 12 if you're listening on Friday. And you can go to thegardenstate.com. Pick up a piece or two or three, a hat, a couple shirts.
Rep Jersey.
Rep New Jersey. Support what we're doing around here. And we are just appreciative of anybody that buys a piece of merch.
You guys are keeping the lights on. You're keeping this podcast going by buying some merch. It really goes a long way. And we really appreciate you guys stopping by, listening every single week. The numbers are going up, Josh, which is so cool. We check out all the stats. Shout out to everyone who listens, even around the world. You guys listen, which is so cool. So thank you. Also, shout out to my uncle, Tio Ricky, for listening every single week.
Yeah,
He
shout out to
just
Toro.
texted Josh and I. So if you're listening, shout out to you.
He's the best.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, it's very exciting.
Very, very exciting. And with that, that's all the news we had this week. Any closing thoughts, fellas?
Jim?
I'm just excited to get some new merch.
This is our first. I got to Josh's house right before this podcast. This is my first time seeing the hats. I'm stoked. We've been wanting to make hats since we started this thing.
I'm pretty happy with how they came out. I'm looking at my phone right now. Let's see.
Josh, you want to give us a quick history lesson on the date of the hat?
1787.
So what's 1787, Josh?
Yeah, I mean, that's the foundation of the state of New Jersey. Originally, I put 1789, and right before I confirmed the purchase with the supplier that I located, I realized I had the wrong year on that.
Good thing you checked.
I mean, I would not have said anything and waited to see if anybody saw it.
Oh, people would have ripped us for that.
You think?
Well, we would have made them an excuse. We'd be like, actually, like it was founded in 87, but then 2 years later is when the bill was signed.
We could just be like, it was a trick. We want to see who would notice. And you win a prize, and we give them like something.
Yeah.
Well, with that, thank you for listening to the podcast. That's all we had for you this week, and we will see you next Friday with some more news. Make sure to get some merch. And make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and leave us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. Give us 5 stars. Say how awesome we are. Tell your friends. And that's all we had this week. Thank you for listening. Have a great week.
This is Josh Chomick signing off.
And this is Jimmy Parks signing off. See you later.
And this is Josh Osinski signing off.
See you later.
Barack Obama?
This is Barack Obama. Hey, we, as Americans, need to come together.
Wait, did Donald Trump just walk in the room?
It's huge. This podcast.
Huge. No, we're done. We're done. Bye, guys.
China.
You're watching The Garden State. The Dirty Jers.